Let's talk about something that sounds like it's straight out of a sci-fi movie but has a deadline that's getting scarily real. We're talking about the day when all our digital secrets, everything we think is safe online, could be cracked wide open.
I want you to really think about this for a second. Every single password, every secure message, every single financial transaction you make, it all relies on a digital lock. Now, what if we knew, with a pretty high degree of certainty, the exact year those locks could just stop working?
Well, guess what? We have a year. And this isn't some random guess from a blog post. No, this is a date that has been publicly put on the calendar by one of the biggest players in technology.
This right here, this is the starting pistol. An announcement like this transforms the whole quantum threat from some abstract what-if scenario into a very real engineering project with a public deadline. The clock is now officially ticking. So this sets us on a collision course with what experts are calling Q-Day, the day a quantum computer is powerful enough to break the encryption we all rely on. We are, for all intents and purposes, on a deadline.
Now that phrase, logical qubits, that's the key. You see, a single qubit on its own is super fragile, really prone to errors. So a logical qubit is like a whole team of them, all working together, constantly double-checking each other's work to create one single, stable, reliable unit. Getting to 200 of those, that's the magic number. That's when you have a machine that can start cracking the codes that protect our entire digital lives.
All right, so how on earth does a quantum computer pull this off? What's its secret sauce? Let's break down the real basics here.
The magic, really, is in the building blocks. Your normal computer, it uses bits. Think of a light switch, on or off, 0 or 1. Simple. But a quantum computer, that's where things get wild. It uses qubits. And thanks to this mind-bending property called superposition, a qubit can be a 0, a 1, or somehow both at the exact same time. It's this ability to explore multiple possibilities at once that gives it this unbelievable processing power. And if the qubit is the engine, this is the weapon it fires. Shor's algorithm is basically a recipe, a set of instructions made specifically for a quantum computer. It's like the perfect master key that was designed way back in the 90s, just waiting for someone to build the machine that could finally use it.
Okay, so here's how it all fits together. Most of the encryption we use today is built on a mathematical trapdoor. It's super easy to multiply two gigantic prime numbers together to get a public key. But trying to go backwards, to take that public key and figure out the two original primes, for a regular computer, that's almost impossible. We're talking trillions of years. But for a quantum computer running Shor's algorithm, it's like that trapdoor was never even locked. The problem becomes trivial.
Okay, I know what you might be thinking. 2029, that's still a ways off, right? Well, here's the really scary part. The danger has already started. And this brings us to the most urgent piece of the puzzle. This whole strategy has a chilling name: harvest now, decrypt later. Right this second, adversaries are just scooping up and hoarding massive amounts of our encrypted data. They can't read it yet, of course, but they're stockpiling it, just waiting for the day they get that quantum key.
And this timeline, it lays out exactly why we need to be worried today. Look at the flow. Right now, data is being grabbed and stored away. Then, around 2029, the tool to break it arrives. And boom, in 2030 and beyond, all of that information from today, sensitive government secrets, your personal financial records, it can all be read as if it were never encrypted at all. It's a ticking digital time bomb just waiting to go off. Okay, that's the problem. And yeah, it's a huge one. But the good news is the world's smartest cryptographers haven't just been sitting around. There is a defense. And that defense is called post-quantum cryptography, or PQC for short. These are brand new ways to encrypt data, built on math problems that are incredibly hard for both regular computers and quantum computers to solve. And here's the absolute best part. You don't need a quantum computer to use them. They run perfectly on the phones, laptops, and servers we already have.
And listen, this isn't some theoretical thing anymore. This is happening. NIST, the big standards body in the US, has already gone through a whole competition and standardized the first batch of these PQC algorithms. So the path forward? It's laid out for us. The tools are there.
So if we have the tools, we're all good, right? Well, not quite. The problem now is scale. We are looking at one of the biggest, most complex technological upgrades in history.
You remember the whole Y2K panic back in the day? This is kind of like that, but honestly, it's way bigger. We're talking about every single secure connection on the planet. Every server, every smartphone, every smart thermostat, every single piece of software that talks to the internet, it all has to be updated.
So what does the game plan even look like? Well, it pretty much boils down to 4 big moves. First up, inventory. You have to go on a treasure hunt and find every single place where the old vulnerable encryption is hiding. Next, prepare. Some of these new algorithms are beefier and could slow down networks if you're not ready. Third, and this one is so important for the long haul, build for agility. Basically, design your systems so that the next time we have to do this, it's way easier. And last but not least, and probably the most important message, start now. This is a marathon, not a sprint, and waiting is just not an option.
You see, the real goal here isn't just to make a one-time switch to PQC. It's to build systems that are crypto-agile. Because, let's be honest, PQC probably won't be the last crypto upgrade we ever have to face. The whole point is to make the next one way, way less painful than this one is going to be. So this whole situation, this incredible threat and this massive defense, it has lit a fire under the entire world. This is no longer just a technical problem for nerds to solve. It is a full-blown strategic race. And yeah, IBM put a date on the calendar, but believe me, they are far from the only ones in this game. Governments and private investors all over the world are pouring tens of billions of dollars, euros, you name it, into quantum R&D. The race is heating up big time. And it's not just governments throwing money at this. You're seeing these massive industry groups forming, like Europe's Quantum Industry Consortium, or QUIC. They're pooling resources and talent to push this technology forward. This has become a global competition with enormous economic and national security stakes. So when you boil it all down, it comes to this. We're in a race. On one side, you have the teams building these incredible quantum computers that could shatter our digital world. And on the other, you have the defenders scrambling to get a quantum-safe shield built around everything before it's too late. The real question isn't if this day will come, it's whether we're going to be ready for it when it arrives.